Stephanie Bray, principal at Franklin Elementary. It's based on positive behavior intervention systems, and so that's all of our elementaries use the system in the Pullman School District, and it's really based on restorative justice, so having discipline happen first in the classroom. It's really not a name for it, it's just a change in culture from what we were doing with discipline and students last year to what we're doing this year with them. So it first starts in the classroom, and so if a child is displaying behaviors that are atypical or that could be causing a disturbance in class, or we notice that the student is frustrated, we intervene in the class first, and the teacher is responsible for that intervention. And then what it moves towards is if that student is still having difficulty, they take a reflection form into a buddy classroom, typically the same grade level or only one grade level apart. They can still get instruction and still be part of listening to what's going on, but it gives them a break from that situation in that room at that time. Then they go back and have restorative conversations with the teacher. We always want to mend that bridge between teacher and student. If the student then keeps having behaviors, this is the third time, then the teacher takes the reflection sheet and an office pass, and the office pass doesn't say go talk to the principal or I'm in trouble, it just says I need to talk with an adult. And then that way we know that the teacher has intervened, the student's been to the buddy classroom, then they typically talk with me, and what I go over is mainly not necessarily what the behavior was. I can typically tell from the reflection sheet. It's what is causing the behavior. Have they eaten today? Did they have a fight with mom and dad before they got to school? Really getting down to what the behavior is about rather than what it is, and then really working on plans for the future. What can we do next time? And then taking the student back and working with the teacher. So having them talk with the teacher, mend that relationship, and if that means me going in and teaching part of the class while I give time for the teacher and student, then that's what it means. Our long-term goal is to have students learn and understand de-escalation strategies that they can use in the future and self-regulation. Students need to learn what triggers them and how to come back after that trigger is set off, as well as when there's this anticipation of something that they feel is going to happen, how to stop it before an outburst happens. I'd really like to thank Katie Everman, our counselor, this year. She, when I was going through discipline and talking with her about our new policies and practices that we're going to be having here at Franklin, she had the idea about break spaces in the classroom and was able to show me them, and watched a video and read articles about them, and with her help we've been helping to have them in each of our classrooms. So I just want to say thank you to her. With about the same number of students, we are down over half of the referrals from last year. And then the past 2 months we're actually below the 25th percentile of the nation right now. So what we're doing is working. We still have a lot of work to do. This is our first year, so we look to making more adjustments and more improvements in the following years, but right now we're seeing some really great effects. Having our break spaces, as well as having teachers intervene first and buddy class next, I haven't seen too many kids. Most of them are able to de-escalate and self-regulate back to the point where they can re-enter the classroom. There are occurrences, though, that I talk to students first. So any type of physical act towards another student, which is typically at recess, that's when I meet with them first. Anytime there's anything physical, we don't go through all 3 steps, they just come and talk. It doesn't feel bad to come to the office, and students are getting more time in classroom. Students are being seen as an individual that needs to take a break, an individual that needs to de-escalate. We as adults need breaks. We all need a minute to just be to ourselves, and we need to allow that for our students. Kids need to be part of the classroom. Kids need to be in the classroom learning. And if they're down here talking to me, they're not receiving any instruction. And our job is to instruct kids and help them to learn and grow. And that's why we want intervention to happen first in the classroom.